What's up, everybody? Stacking Surfer here, your favorite YouTube stacker, back with another awesome video from the beach. We got a sunset behind me here, and we're going to talk about gold. Right there, that looks like gold. We're going to talk about gold and silver. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing right now. Am I buying, am I selling, or am I holding? Hit it. Stacking Surfer. I think I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank instead. All right, so let's talk about it. I've actually been buying and selling gold the last few weeks. So not this last weekend, today's Monday, but a week ago, I was at the Long Beach Coin Show. I had a booth there with OC Stacker and a few other people, and had the opportunity to set up my, my table, and sold a lot of coins. I actually sold about a third of what I brought, and was able to sell them for a much higher price than I could get on eBay from a standpoint of money in my pocket, but a lot lower price than what they would go for on eBay. Hopefully that made sense. And what's great is I was able to help people get some great coins for lower prices than they would normally on eBay. And then for me, I was able to get a little bit more money out of it. And you might ask, well, why are you selling that stuff? One, it's kind of fun to go to a coin show and sell things. But two, a lot of these are coins that are a little bit more collectible, and I really didn't want to hold on to them long term. They're coins I bought on different auctions, and some of them are coins that I've actually bought from eBay in the past. So what was I doing? I was dollar cost averaging down, especially on my silver, but a little bit on my gold too. So on my silver, I was selling coins that would normally go in the high 40s for the low 40s. I was saving money on the shipping costs of, $5 or more on eBay, and the 8% I have to pay on eBay for my fees. And in return, I was actually buying silver at about $35 a coin, Silver Eagles. A little bit over that, but right around there, okay? And so I was actually, in these transactions, netting another 4 or 5 ounces, right? If any of these coins I sold for less than what I paid for them, I have the ability to write them off as a business expense, okay, or as a business loss. So not a real big deal to me. But what's happening is I'm actually being able to get more silver than I had in the past, okay? So I'm not sure if any losses on there, but if they did, it's not too big of a deal. It'd be very minor. But overall, I'm getting more weight, okay? That's something that I'm trying to do today. In addition to that, when we go to these coin shows, we have the ability to buy silver from people too. So we were buying silver, quite a bit of constitutional or junk silver at $20.50. And that allowed us to turn around and sell it to people just a few dollars over, depending on how much they were buying. And they were still saving about $1 from what they would pay with online retailers. Now, this is just a coin show, so we're only selling to the people that are there, and we sell out of it pretty fast. And then for myself, I like to keep some of it, and the guys I'm working with also like to keep some of it as well. So we're selling a little bit of stuff that we don't necessarily want to hold long term, but we're net buyers. We have been buying more and more gold and silver as of late. I did the same thing with 10th ounces of 10th ounce gold coins, and I've been moving a little bit more towards a standardization of American Gold Eagles and American Silver Eagles. So that's kind of what I've been up to with that. Now, as you guys look at the market out there, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out if it's the time to be selling or buying. I can tell you, looking at all the charts, especially from Northstar charts, so like this chart here, what you can see is that we're getting close, very close to a capital rotation event. And that's where you'll be able to have a confirmation due to the market, the stock market, going down in several key indicators and different indices, to the point where money is starting to roll over from the stocks into gold. And when that is confirmed, we're going to have a big run-up. Now that run-up's going to take several years for us to get to, but according to this chart, it looks like it's going to be somewhere around the $8,000 to $12,000 range, okay? I know a lot of you will get pretty excited about that. It's hard to say what that will do to purchasing power exactly, Part of that depends on inflation, and part of that depends on how high we get in that number and how many people are actually chasing after the gold. One thing that we have that's a little different than in the past is we've got cryptocurrencies that are out there. Now, one thing that's good for gold on that side is when we look at cryptocurrencies, they tend to follow the stock market more than they tend to follow gold and silver market. Now, again, we have unprecedented times. We're talking about a cryptocurrency reserve, and we're talking about potentially the federal government buying a bunch of cryptocurrencies. So whatever ends up happening with that could extend the crypto bull run longer than it would normally be extended. We're also in a situation where we don't have a lot of QE going on. We don't have a lot of money printing going on. We have a little bit, but not compared to 2008 and not compared to 2020 and 21. And so those are going to kind of slow down the cryptos a little bit. But if that does flip and we start to see the stock market really tanking, and we start hearing that interest rates are going down and money printers coming back on and the QE is starting, we're going to see most likely prices going up even higher than these numbers, okay, for precious metals. There'll just be more money piling into it. We could also see prices going higher for cryptocurrencies as well, and it might kind of break these 4-year cycles a little bit with Bitcoin. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. For me, I'm mostly betting on my gold and silver. That's what I see as safe haven assets. I do have a little bit of cryptos, and I do have some real estate that I'm still holding on to. And the other thing I'm trying to do is get myself out of debt completely, okay? And the reality is I'm also holding some cash, just in case there's some good buying opportunities that come up. But what I want to share with you guys is a lot of this is a journey we're going on together. So I'd love for you guys to put comments down below, hit the subscribe and bell icon. Also hit the thumbs up, all right? That lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the video. But a lot of this comes down to community. That's probably the most important thing for us to really talk about. Community has allowed me to meet people local that I've been able to find great killer deals on buying gold and silver. I've also had the opportunity of being able to sell at good prices for myself as well, that are below a lot of other prices out there. So it helps you move it faster. In addition to that, I'm meeting a lot of people here locally that we can share ideas and bounce ideas off of each other, but also to create a sense of security, okay? Each of us has different skill sets and different capabilities, and we're able to help each other in that, which has been great. Those are waves, man. They're loud. You guys probably can't hear them because I think I've got the noise canceling turned on. Anyway, so what I want to share with you guys is I'm selling a little bit of stuff that I don't love, but I'm primarily still buying precious metals. And why am I doing that? Because I believe there's a capital rotation that's coming. I believe the gold and silver are going a lot higher than they are today. Silver especially, it's sitting at a 90, maybe even a little bit above that today, gold to silver ratio. And the reality is that it's way high, way too high. Could we see it go higher? Yes, it could actually get over 100 here soon, okay? It really just depends on how much they keep shorting the silver. Could we see it start dipping a lot lower? Yes, but not yet. Personally, I think you're gonna have to see silver, personally, I think you're gonna have to see gold going quite a bit over 3,000 before you see silver going below 70 on that ratio. But at some point, gold is gonna get expensive enough that people are gonna start really moving towards silver again. More heavily, I should say, because I think you guys are doing it now. And when that happens, you'll start to see it dip. In modern times, we're looking at about a 50 ratio on average. If we go back into the 1800s, I think you're looking closer to like 40-ish. If we go back to biblical times, we'd be looking at 10. But the other thing that I'm noticing too, and this comes off of bald guy money, I don't have the exact number, it'll be up on the screen, is the ratio of silver to gold as far as what we have out in the market. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, we got a guy out here searching for some good stuff in the sand. Wonder if he's finding any rings. Maybe we'll talk to him on the way back. So anyway, I think right now is the perfect time to be picking up stuff. Now, I like to try to dollar cost average where I can. Here in California, unless you're buying at a coin show, you do need to be careful how much you buy at a time, or you'll end up paying 7.5% sales tax, okay? So, and that's, you know, don't put in the comments, oh my gosh, don't talk about taxes. No, that's how the rule works. So if you can buy more than $2,000 at a time, you don't pay the sales tax. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just what you do. Know what your state laws are so that you don't get yourself caught into paying more money than you need to for things. All right, so in addition to that going on, I think the other thing that I'm really trying to be careful of and watch is the stocks I've got in the stock market. So for me, I've been slowly selling some of those over the last year. And right now I'm seeing prices getting kind of pummeled on a few things. And so this goes back to that capital rotation, is as people like myself look at it and go, do I want to stay in the stock market right now? Are we going to have a crash? We're going to have a big pullback. And as we start to believe some of those things or fear those things, oftentimes we start going into safer assets. So you're going to have some people throwing that money into cryptos, and others are going to be putting it into gold and silver. And as those things change and happen, what we are going to see is we're going to see fluctuations in those prices up and down. And so really what you want to look for is you want to see higher lows, and that kind of gives you an indication things are moving up. And if you start seeing lower lows, then it might be going down for a while. But with anything, I think you need to be in the market for a while, guys. Especially with gold and silver, it takes longer. This isn't something you're looking to hurry and make money off of in the next 2 to 3 months. It's really something you should be looking at for at least 3, but more likely 5 years to get a great return out of it. And remember, that return may not actually be a return. It may just be keeping up with inflation to a degree. So, you know, I got a lot of people that'll say, hey, I just made a bunch of money off my silver coins. And I'll ask them what price they bought them for, and they'll tell me they bought them for $5. And now they're selling them for $30, and they feel that they've had a great run on it. Well, the reality is if you bought them for $5 and you're selling them for $30, but it's going to cost you $35 to buy them right back, you didn't really actually make any money. You pretty much just caught up with inflation. You just kind of stayed there. But if you do it right, and you look at the right times, and you understand some of the charts that are out there, you can get an advantage, okay? So if you went and sold Eagles last year, I think it was last year, when they were quite a bit higher, they were going for a little over 40. I want to say like 44 bucks if I remember right. That was the time to be selling the Eagles if you wanted to do that. All right, so enough ranting here. But I wanted to share a few thoughts on what I'm doing recently, my buying and selling. And part of the reason for doing that is I needed to get down to the beach and go for a walk. I have been in meetings for over a week, flying on planes all over the place, and this is way better than that. So I need to get down here and get a little bit more air. All right, so until next time, guys, peace out.